All right. I think we're live now.
It's
So there we go.
Oh, yeah, that's so good. What?
So we got to do gratitudes right now. But we got Yoshi on the show this morning. We got a huge announcement that I just made in the Telegram channel. But what you guys don't know is that Yoshi is actually my producer and music partner right now. And we actually made this. So what? Just turn your speakers up and listen to this for a minute.
We are the Uplifters.
Yeah, it sounds so good.
Coming to your town.
So Yoshi, I wanted to show you something. Do gratitudes here in a second. To be like a huge tower, and the stuff underneath this, it's actually gonna burst out of the ground in about a year and start piling up because we're only doing a room every month probably. Anyway, let's do some gratitudes. Yoshi, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for Corey and Jimmy D.
Love it.
This morning for having me up here talking my nonsense. How you guys doing?
Real good.
I like it a lot. It's awesome.
Jimmy, how about you?
Corey sounds so good. Your voice is so good.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
I
mean, again, like it sounded all right in the sketch I sent you. It always sounds way better when you and M Blue send stuff back. I'm like, it's not really cool right now. Jimmy, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful to finally have Yoshi on the stream.
Especially this whole part, man. I love this whole part.
I'm breaking some of my rules because you're here tonight, Yoshi. I mean, I usually drink, but I decided to drink this today.
Oh shit!
Nice.
So good, Kanoka.
Nice. And I also decided to eat some bean snacks just in your honor.
Thank you. I'm proud of you, man. Yeah, like before we go, I was telling you're more Japanese than me, but that might be true.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Might not be true.
So Jimmy, I totally got distracted. Jimmy, what are you grateful for?
Sorry, I'm grateful to finally have Yoshi on the stream. So if you haven't been paying attention, Yoshi, you should be. And I'm like, there are a lot of people paying attention to you, Yoshi. Anders mailed me before. He's like, wow, like I love that guy, and like a picture of your Twitter photo, and I gotta say that as well. Like the things that you do are so uniquely you that nobody else does them, and I think that's really difficult to achieve in this space on social media. I mean, you're constantly posting, day 11 or day 12 of reaching out to someone and trying to get them into this space, into the blockchain space, to pay attention to the Uplift world, to get education, music. And I think this is a really like noble thing that people, don't necessarily pay attention to so much. Most people on Twitter are like me, I, look what I did. But Yoshi, you're just so humble and you're pushing, all this greatness out there into the world. And I'm really happy that you're here to share with us, that in person.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm very surprised that when I came into the space and how accepting everyone are, like everyone is. So yeah, like I'm from New York City and things are not always fun and easy, but every time I'm in the NFT space, especially Wax platform, especially with you guys, I feel like I'm contributing something great for the community, and I love the part about it. And I'm grateful for just timing wise and finding right people, right time in the right space. It's very hard to do, but I'm happy that I feel like I got that on this one. And yeah, it's great to be amongst a lot of smart people and just be a big fan of the platform and what you guys are doing. And also, yeah, I'm lucky that I was able to jump in it in a great timing.
Yeah, we're lucky to have you. And like I don't know how much you want to get into, like, and I keep trying to tell people, like, you guys don't even know. Like, you're one of the best connectors that I've ever met, right? Like, just the
No.
caliber of
Don't say that. How you
it's,
get out?
dude, it's, you know that it's true. Like especially, you know, in our context, like this is a very true statement, right? And I don't want to get into the details or whatever, but like that's just a thing that's true. And so when I tell people on Twitter or anywhere else, like, pay attention to this fucking Yoshi motherfucker, it's because you really, everyone needs to. Because like you're gonna be at or near the center of some very, very interesting and very, very cool things. So we don't have to get any details, but I'd love to get your take on what you think the NFT space is going to do for the music industry as a whole.
Well, as the music industry goes, that is so critical to have this NFT thing sorted out. I think in a positive end, it's gonna definitely change the way that a music has been handled. And actually, a lot of people say label is gonna be obsolete, and the bigger, more money people is gonna be, have to line up, and this, gonna have big change gonna happen in the label and all the distribution way. That is all true, but also at the same time, big label finally can serve the industry the right way, because right now we're as a big label goes, they're going through a lot of phase in past 15 years about rapid change in the technology and
Yep.
all that, and NFT definitely is gonna help every level in an artist level, the label in a distribution side, in a corporate side, as a individual people, it's gonna help in every angle. So, but also it's very new technology, so we have to be careful how to handle it, because we all know some people are centralized and some platform are decentralized, but it's not secure. So all the stuff need to be come together with user friendly type of platform, and then that is going to take time, in my opinion, but
Yep.
definitely a lot of positive things for sure, and I'm excited about it.
I'm not a musician. I've never been musically inclined, although I like music and I listen to it and I pay attention to what's going on. And one of the things that I started teaching a few years ago to some of my students was like how much YouTube has transformed the music industry. If you look at someone like Lindsey Sterling, who kind of was a nobody up in the Nordic North, and she started like covering video games and doing these cool YouTube things, and then you follow her through all these, like, all the parts of like what she made, what she produced. She did everything with action, she did cool stuff with shadows, and she ended up on stage with like Snoop Dogg and like those rapper dudes in New York, right? And it's just like amazing to see like another one of a really good Canadian band that kind of did a similar thing with YouTube and kind of became famous and got themselves on the circuit, was like Walk Off the Earth. And they a lot of these new musicians have started out on YouTube, right? And I think, like, maybe I'm wrong, Yoshi, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what NFTs are going to do to the music industry are going to be like just as powerful as bringing like people on as YouTube, except it's actually going to allow people to make a living doing it. They're going to be able to make money by monetizing themselves rather than just putting their information out there and hoping that somebody sees it. That's just my take. I don't know what you think about that.
That is so right. Yeah, to me, I think it's a fair share for NFT, and blockchain technology will definitely sort out that current problem with who gets what, and transparency, and all that stuff is necessary for everybody to, especially in the entertainment industry. So this is an exciting space for sure. like and I'm excited every day about it. And then the rapid change, that's like great as well. So yeah, all that stuff is amazing.
I love that you threw fair share in there, right? Like as a permaculturalist, like as someone who does permaculture and looks at like, people that are growing coffee for the rest of the world, because we all love coffee, and there's that idea, right? Like, are you enabling the people who are growing it for you, or are you destroying it? Are you destroying them? And I think like if you take the idea of fair share and you put it on the music industry, when you're looking, so I'm going to throw some shade here, but when you're looking at something like American Idol, which has a lot of artists which pretty much give all of their rights away just to be featured on that show, and maybe win, like it's nuts, right? And I think that's a really
completely insane.
Yo, you see how Jimmy D does? He's fucking smart, man. Like, I love when you brought up the coffee thing. Like, people don't know about the coffee industry at all, but this is so crazy. It's like just like the oil industry, because coffee is the second most traded goods in the world, and people really don't know that. And then most of coffee is coming from very small region of the world. So it's cocoa, So it's like those things, like. It's great that you brought that up, and music and entertainment industry are totally kind of sound separate because it's intellectual property where, you have a value in something that you can't hold or see, or sometimes you can see, but, it's pretty much art. So, but it's kind of the same things apply in that landscape as well. Like, so that being said, it's a lot of big corporate people or people with, cash or big whales or whatever, they might be worried about how this gonna take away their share of what they have, but I think it's gonna help them even do better if they're willing to put the real work in it and then be there for artists or creative or people who produce whatever the goods is. So I think it's a really brand new opportunity for people already have, or you have power or money, as well as the people trying to make it. So that just how you cook it, right? Because technology is there for us.
I completely agree, and I think like with with what M Blue's been working on with this whole digital vinyl idea, right? Like that's how I started thinking about this, and really like the vinyl days when you had something you could actually collect from an artist, like a physical thing, right? Was a huge heyday for the music industry, wasn't it? Like there was more. I feel like there was more money in the space, and I think that's what NFTs are going to do. They're not going to be taking any money away from the space. They're going to be adding a whole other layer of capital that's going to be sloshing around. That the people that organize that for the artists, I honestly, I think the artists and the labels are all just going to make more money, right? For the people that take advantage of this.
Corey, 1000%. I'm so excited about the fact that this is just like, I wasn't alive in 60s and 70s, but when I talk to my manager or older people in the industry, they'll definitely know this is exactly like taking back your sense of ownership. Like back in the days, you can listen to your favorite songs on the radio or TV maybe, but only way you can always listen to, and for sure the fact that you have those music is having a vinyl, right?
Yep.
And that become bragging rights as well. Like, hey, look, I have Led Zeppelin 2 or whatever, and then this is like the first set of copy, and this is the US version or UK version or even Japan version.
Right. And like the mint numbers or whatever, like the actual it becomes such a huge thing.
And on top of it, I'm most excited about is that with NFT technology, you can say, oh, the 25% of my $10 went to artists.
Yeah,
for sure, because it's in a contract, and oh, you know what? I have more money this month, so I might as well buy this special whatever the artist edition that gives them 50% of a cut. Then that's how you can actually directly support artists. And
I didn't even think of that. That's huge.
I'm really excited about those type of situations, the transparency and security, and what my money worth, like that type of the kinship, I guess, end of the day for the people have, and whatever they enjoy share, and I think that's where blockchain is really good at doing. And
I mean, add to that, like all of that you said is awesome. But what I think blockchain brings to it that no other time has brought to it is the secondary market sales, right? So you buy something, you invest in an artist, right? And then it gets like put out there a second time because you decide to sell it, and the artist still collects royalties on that, right? Every time there's a secondary sale, the artist still, like the producer or the artist or the person who made the NFT, I guess the company could make it for the artist, but whoever made it still collects royalties on that. And that's huge, right? Like it's just a small fraction percent, but yeah.
Listen, I'm doing exactly that. Just happened to me yesterday. I don't know if you know my favorite wax artist, Crypto Flash. He just came out in past like a month or two, start releasing his thing like for $1.50 each, right? And now yesterday he did a first drop with Crypto Stash.
Oh, nice.
I was and then the thing 50 copy of a $5 piece sold out in less than 30 seconds.
Awesome.
I got one, right? And then when I staked that shit on Our Planet, it gave me 600 per hour.
Holy shit, nice. Crap. Yeah, Our Planet, baby.
I think I already made my money back. Like,
that's so
people
good.
Don't know, like, it's so sick. And all of a sudden, all his Crypto Flash original art that was selling $150 was gone, and immediately, and everything was selling now is $400. And I'm so excited for not only for me, but early on I caught it, but at the same time I'm excited for Crypto Flash because every trade now, everything is out in the secondary market is $100 and up, and every trade he gonna get paid too. And you know, like I see it, and I'm going through it like with my own experience and those type of like user experience. I'm all about that user experience. Like I don't care how fast this jet is or what kind of technology they got, but if they don't give me that, you know, great user experience, it's not, you know, it's not gonna excite me because I'm not really in for money like immediate flip. I'm just in for the scene. I'm a scene guy. Like if something great popping off and I caught it early on, like I'm just proud of that. And this is what exactly this is. So
yeah, absolutely, man. So should we talk about the Our Planet thing, or
I think we should.
Listen, guys, I was just psyched about it because Stash knows about, you know, that you guys are all in on it. Oh yeah, you doing such a huge thing with Our Planet and right? I can't believe
so much that I kind of like need to stop building for this. I've been thinking about this a lot. This looks so cool when it's done. Anyway,
I like it.
You know, like we'll just keep talking about NFT space, but like we can just talk about wax space forever and the subsidiary token from the wax, like, you know, Trillium and Our Planet. You know, we can just on and on about this.
Before we go off topic, can I just say one thing, because something that you said reminded me of something, and like I'm kind of nostalgic about this. And I haven't thought about this in a while, but you said like for the collector, right? And I remember like I'm a little bit older, but I'm not that old. So like when I first got into records, people weren't buying records anymore, right? And like they were buying like CDs and stuff. And I remember like the first record I bought, I just thought it was cool, and I bought I went to the record shop and I found this like almost perfect condition record. I bought two, but that was the first one I picked up, and I bought the Bob Dylan at Budokan record. That was the first record I ever owned. I was like, that was a great record, and all my friends wanted it. They were all like, "We've been looking for this forever. Like, we can't find it, right?
Yeah.
We can't do anything for it." And that's in a way what like you know the crypto space sometimes, the NFT space on wax sometimes reminds me of. And your story kind of reminds me of that, right? Like you scour through and you find these really cool NFTs. Like, sometimes people put these like really cool NFTs on the market for like a ridiculously bad price. And it's like, do I alert them that like they're just basically, you know, buying me a house in 5 years, or do I just take it? And, you know, like, but I think that's an interesting concept, right? Like there's so much going on that people can't stay on top of it. And I think scouring that secondary marketplace on wax is someday going to become a thing. They're going to have a TV.
What do you mean? I did it. Dude, it's Our Planet all day. I was on the first side of this, and I was on the second side of this. I realized the Alien Worlds NFTs were like a freaking one wax when wax was like 2 cents or 3 cents or whatever the fuck it was. And you could mine like, what was it? Like $4 an hour with them. crunch time, and you're like, oh shit, well, I might buy these NFTs anyway. And Yoshi, I don't know if I told you this story. Like when this started getting really busy and we were like 25 million hours a day kind of shit, I would actually just buy one Alien Worlds Abundant NFT at a time for an hour, just to that was my zen, right? I had to just chill out or whatever. And then ultimately EOS USA sold me like 4,500, which was hilarious and fun. And so now I still have about, I had about 10,500, but just recently all this crazy shit starts going on. The miners go through the roof, and, suddenly those NFTs are worth like 5 to 10 times as much. So I sold them all and made like way more than what I spent on them just on that one move. I still have those 9,000, and it goes to the Alien Worlds one got nuked, but that really, that process, I think, ingrained in me how important this Our Planet situation is for the whole ecosystem. Like they've created something that is going to end up becoming a genre. Like this is going to be, other people are going to end up, doing this as well, because there's just going to be too much value brought into the space. So yeah, this Our Planet thing, they're doing like a little land sale. I don't know if you guys have heard. They're doing a little land sale on the 15th. That is, check my notes, tomorrow. And those land NFTs, little bunny ears, land NFTs from Our Planet, are going to mine elements. Those elements you can combine and pay some Aether and create new NFTs. Some of them are very rare. I just had a story. Somebody told me that in the last few days they got into Our Planet, because I won't shut up about it. They got in, they started mining some stuff, and they created like a really, really rare NFT that does 3,500 an hour. They could probably sell it for $2,000 right now, which is completely bananas. And that was just like messing around with it, right? So he's pretty happy, which is cool. Anyway, so this 5,000 land NFTs. I don't know if you guys have seen the map on London, which is where all of the free rail from all of the Genesis NFT, or free land, sorry, from all the Genesis NFTs going. And that it's a pretty cool map. So it's a 4 kilometer by 4 kilometer map.
Dude, man, it's a super cool map. Like go
London
it's really awesome.
Dude, London is going to be freaking amazing. Like, yeah, I'm really excited about it. Yeah. So, but I want people to gauge the size, right? It's smaller than the Genesis and the Gratitude maps by quite a bit. But there is slightly over 5,000 50 by 50 land plots on that map. So I went to Nazar, who's the CEO of Weekend Games. And I said, hey, do you want to turn those land NFTs that are mining elements into actual fucking land NFTs that also mine elements? And he said yes. So there's going to be an upgrade that you can do for 5 million Aether that will upgrade one of the NFTs that is coming out in this land sale for Our Planet into an uplift capable actual piece of land in an Our Planet dedicated map.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's massive. And so like that, we actually crunched some numbers on this. The entire circulating supply of Aether is 6 billion right now. So just crunch the math on that. We're going to chew through half of the circulating supply of Aether, like on our own. Which is going to be crazy. So, and important points for this, right? From 5 million each time, 1/3 is going to get burned completely. It's just going to disappear. It'll never come again. That's actually how Our Planet does it all the time, right? So if you combine things in their game and pay Aether to combine them, they actually burn that, so it gets better all the time. And 1/3 is going to go to us at the Uplift to make sure we can keep the lights on the server for 1,000 years, and 1/3 is actually going to go straight to the fucking rewards pool for the whole world, for the entire metaverse. Which I'm really excited about, because I think the price of Aether is going to go up. Who knows, right? Caveat: I'm not a fucking financial advisor. You guys know that, but there's a significant probability that'll happen. And even if it doesn't, I think that this collaboration is going to put more value in the form of Aether token into our rewards pool for the whole family of us doing this thing than all of the wax currently in the rewards pool combined. Like, it's a big deal. That's why I've been like, Jesus, this is a fucking big deal. I've been freaking out about this for like 2 weeks. I haven't been able to say anything about it, and now I can. Edward, and now you tell us you're not a financial advisor. I'm not. I just say things, and I'm not always going to be right. And someday, like, I'm going to suggest something that I'm doing, and what I'm going to do is going to be wrong. And you're going to be like, "Fuck you, Corey." And I'll be like, "Fuck you. I'm not right 100% of the time, just 95% of the time."
Yeah, and I mean, it's
That's
not
actually
even that hard to be right 95% of the time in a bull market.
Exactly.
Coins that
Throw
have
a
zero
dart.
use case are going up.
Exactly. That was exactly what I learned in the first bull market. Is like, you think you're a genius and you are not. Like, that's just, you could throw a dart at this market right now and make money, which is pretty good. But yeah, like, I love sharing stuff that I get excited about. Obviously, right? It's a really fun thing. So anyway, that's the Art Planet thing. If anyone has any questions, ask them. You know, just go crunch numbers on it for a while, and you'll see why I'm really stoked about it. So, Yoshi, what else do you want to talk about? Like, what do you want to talk about right now?
No, my mind's blown away by all the stuff what you guys doing. Just let me think about it. Go. What do you want to talk about, Jimmy?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, like, we just want to chat with you and see your take on things. Like, I thought that story that you told just now about the new and upcoming artist, and him actually like landing something on our planet is really cool. And I think that side of the space, the artistic side of the space, is going to be really, really, really interesting to see in the coming years, right? And so now, like, I think it's funny because, like, that's the thing. Like, what do you think? I don't want to lead this question too much, but I like, what do you think, Yoshi? Like, what is the mainstream crypto world missing about Wax? Because there's no coverage on it. How are people not paying attention to Wax yet? How is it not listed on finance? Like, what's going on, Yoshi? What's your take?
You read my mind. Like, I was thinking the same thing. This morning, I was getting ready for this streaming thing, and I saw somebody tweeted, how Wax token number 176 on the ranking on the whole platform in the landscape. And I was like, I was saying to him, like, people don't know what Wax is really doing here. Like, people think it's just a trading card platform, and I start laughing. It's great. It's great. I think Wax, IO guys, and you guys are doing such a great job to sort of like not up in front everybody's face about it, but at the same time, like, positioning yourself in a right time, right moment, because all the stuff that's going on with the Ethereum, the issues that the proof of work guys got, and all the EOS and Wax positioning this way, and kind of like not quiet about it, but kind of like positioning ourselves in a place where when something happened to Ethereum or POW guys, this is where we want to be at. So I see that, and I see their positioning, looking for, like in next couple months, I think it's going to be a lot of big changes in the whole blockchain space this year for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, if you just look at what happened yesterday with the MLB release, like, everyone's all up in arms about that, right? Like, not up in arms, like, go Wax in arms, but like it's kind of like it's really sorry, threw people off there, but it's really interesting to me that, like, when we're looking at like what could potentially come, like you mentioned, it's not just trading cards, and I think that's maybe. Now, there are some issues, right? Like, the Wax wallet's been a little bit slow recently. Now you got to check the CAPTCHA. Like, it's a little bit annoying, but I mean, that 3.5 seconds or 5.5 seconds or one refresh is still freaking faster than Ethereum's getting you your NFTs in your wallet, and a hell of a lot more cheaper. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
who ever thought that you can stake an NFT and make a token out of it, or use it as like in a game, like who never, like, what Alien Plant World guys and our planet and what Uplift guys like you guys are doing is so next level. Like, people need to catch up with it and get with it, like what they're doing, like what you guys are doing.
Yoshi, generally I like you, but you know what? Like, I didn't think of it, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't think of it. That's really smart, really, right? Like, why didn't anyone think of it before our planet, right? And like, that's really, really intelligent, I think. Like, a friend of mine who follows this on the stream, sometimes he watches. He watched our episode last week on the Crypto Writer channel with Ken Bozak and Crypto Stash, and he said, you know, I thought what you were talking about the fractalization of NFTs, you know, the being able to use it for real estate or art or music was really interesting, right?
And only proof of stake can do that, you know. And Wax and EOS, like you guys are right up, like right there, just ready to serve, kind of.
Yeah,
everybody else scrambling around. Like.
And I like that idea, but I think you're onto something there. I think the idea that you can actually like have a return on a collectible item is massive, right? Like what the Art Planet guys figured out with that, that's just massive, right? Like,
so good, yeah.
You know, the fact that you can get Aether from staking your, you know, Uplift NFTs or what did you say, Crypto Flash NFTs, right? Like the fact that you can get Aether for this by putting them in a pool, like that just makes sense in the crypto world.
Yeah, it really does, especially considering they're you know, it's one thing to distribute a token, right? If you distribute a token and it doesn't have any, you know, sort of demand side economics, if you can't spend it on anything, then you haven't given anyone anything of value, right? If nobody wants to buy it to do something with it, then it's pointless. And of course, they've done that side of things really well with the game. But I'll tell you right now, that's not the only thing that's gonna be a demand side. Like obviously, like what we're doing with this deal is a massive, demand side thing, right? Like you need 5 million to upgrade one of these land pieces, and that's awesome, right? And of course, we're gonna burn a bunch, and you know we're gonna send a bunch to the rewards pool. It's like, you know, win-win-win. It's really cool. But that's not the only idea that they have for creating demand side as well. And I heard a rumor that your staked NFTs might be able to be put on a proprietary Art Planet NFT market, so you could actually have them on sale and be earning Aether on them at the same time before too long.
I mean, for me, that's kind of what's
dropping
missing.
bombs.
For me, that I that's kind of what's missing, and I think that progression will come. But it would be nice if you could you know, stake them from a decentralized exchange rather than having to transfer them over, right? Yeah, I think that would be really cool. But I mean, like baby steps, you know.
Well, this would basically be you can't, like, staking them from a decentralized exchange isn't possible because it's staked. It requires a contract. What this would do is basically have, like, while they're staked on their contract, you could list them on their exchange.
And
right?
then
people are gonna trade based on how much Aether gives, right?
They already do, right? So like the people are trading, like you'll trade Genesis NFTs maybe because like we're gonna keep pounding those with value for the rest of time, right? So like that might be a reason why you would want to buy those. But yeah, they have a really amazing mining power too, right? And again, like I think, you know, we'll probably have to rebalance that as more Genesis NFTs kind of come online, right? So like don't expect them to have this amount of mining power for the rest of time. It'll be for a long time, but not for the rest of time. And maybe, right? I just like, we don't know what's going to happen. So I just want people to be prepared for that, right? Like if it comes out that we have the sort of same hourly budget of Aether for our whole project, you know, we'll want to rejigger things so that the entire collection is still creating value, even for new people, right? But obviously those old NFTs will be producing value as well. So anyway, that's one thing that is on my mind. Anyway, yeah, I'm stoked about it. I think it's gonna be freaking bananas.
You know, so many things like, you know, staking your NFT or like, you know, the playing games within their metaverse. And you know, if you ask the smartest people in the blockchain, they'll be like, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I think of it? It's so obvious in your face, like, and it's so important to do the work that it's so obvious in your face sometimes, instead of like crunching like, oh, this is gonna go over $66,000 or this is gonna tank or let's buy the future, or like just build something. Right? That it makes sense, like you guys.
Agreed. That's like one of the more entertaining questions we got when we first started talking about the Uplift is like, well, why hasn't anyone done this before? We were like, well, we don't know. So here you go. By the way, this is like one of my rail plots. That's why I'm like over here fucking around.
Oh, nice. This is in Genesis.
Yep. Yeah, it's not too far. It's basically like if you go just past the lads thing is right up here.
Nice.
And that's I think 2 away from the Uplifters place. You know, there's people that kind of hang out in the Uplifters place all the time, Jimmy. I started seeing screenshots of people like going down into the Skunkworks bunker and taking pictures of our picture down there.
That's awesome. That's
really
cool.
yeah, it's really awesome. I like it.
Yeah, I haven't. I've unboxed mine, but I haven't been in the Genesis one yet because like I got sidetracked today with that article about the Landom plot, and I'm having too much fun in Landom to even go in here. So.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't had a chance to read that yet. By the way, if you guys haven't seen that, go to Jimmy's Twitter and blow that up. I think it's on the Uplift.World as well, but like go to Jimmy's Twitter and blow that up because he's awesome.
Yeah, it's on the Uplift.World. We'll be putting it on the blog and stuff as well. So actually, yeah, Yoshi, I have 2 more things I want to ask you. I mean, we can talk for as long as you're free, really. But yeah, so one, I'm super excited because like I think you and I like I like Michael USA, but like that like he's
I knew there was a but in the middle of that sentence.
But like I think he's I think he needs a little bit of competition. He likes competition to keep him fresh. And you're like just next door to me on the survival on the survival plot. So we got to figure out some kind of cool like cross-border build that we can do, Yoshi, to like amp things up. That'll be fun. And yeah, so I wanted to ask you how that was going. Like, I know it's not necessarily you that's building over there, but I think it's fun, and it looks like you guys are having fun over there, what you're doing. And then the second question that I want to ask you, actually, I'm just kind of curious on like how you got into the crypto space and NFTs. Like, what was it that drew you towards Wax and all of that stuff in the first place? So yeah, those are kind of the 2 things that I want to know about Yoshi-san, really.
Hey, the first question was what I'm doing it with the land, right? Well, Corey and M Blue, they're such a kind people that like, hey, Yoshi, I want you to manage the land. Like, there's go your land. I was like, holy shit, I gotta make something great out of it. And I was talking to one of my great friends. He's actually my boss as well, but and he happened to be the biggest vinyl collector, right? So he has all the modern music, pop music for the past 50 years, 2 million plus vinyl sealed and metal box and everything else. And I was talking to him about, hey man, I know you love collecting vinyls, but why don't you digitize it so that authenticate it and everyone knows your collection? And he was like, can we do that? I'm like, of course we can with the Wax guys, like with M Blue and Corey, like, let's do it. And he's like, let's go. So like it was like a big turnaround for me and for us, I guess, to those, it's important to get the original collector people in as well as crypto collector, and when the moment I realized that in the future, you can be a hoarder and minimalist at the same time. And I started laughing to myself. I'm like, this is the most important thing to happen to collector hoarders. This is, I'm just geeking out, and just the things took off from there. Actually, I love the fact that Corey and Blue and you guys, Jimmy, and you guys have such a kind mind and willing to go out there for a cause. I think that's one of the most important quality the human can have, and I was able to connect. My guys are like that with you guys, and just amazing things happen. Like, actually didn't do much. I just introduced a couple people that wanted to do the same thing that wasn't not able before. And I think, I'm happy about that I was able to do that.
It's funny to me that you say that because you're so humble, and I think there's great people on both sides for sure, but I think what sometimes gets underestimated is the power of the introduction, the passion of that introduction from the individual who puts those people together. That's like the melding principle. That's the principle that everyone kind of rallies around and trusts. And I think that's like all you did was introduce 2 people, maybe, but that's on the outside. On the inside, where the passion resides, I'm pretty sure you're like the flame maker. Like that's my take.
Right? Yeah, wood is good, right? And gasoline is good, but matches are better.
Thank you. That's so good.
Thanks,
Corey. I know a little bit about you with the with your lifestyle before this uplifting. So I'm just laughing at it. So good.
You can
It's
see
such a
my
good
lifestyle right here. It's like it's guitars and laundry. That's my lifestyle. Guitars and laundry and a dog bed. That's like
my goodness.
excessively humble. So yeah, when I said they were going to announce to somebody within the hour, what I meant was 20 minutes later. So here it is. I posted the link down there. This is happening now.
That's so amazing.
They also have some information on how to register. I haven't actually seen this yet. Before the sale to have a chance, 2,200 accounts have been registered. 500 whitelisted accounts will be chosen for early pool, each pool randomly. So only 1,000 people are going to get in. I fucking hope I get in, motherfucker. Fuck. Oh, I'm just going to have to unstake. Could you imagine these things? They're going for $50 or $150. They're going to be 5 to 10x 2 minutes later. Like, watch, right? Like, they're gonna go up. They're gonna go up higher.
Fast.
Like, I'm trying to decide, like if on these one, like, I'd probably spend. I shouldn't tell people what I'd spend. Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. $50,000 out.
No. Because I just want one. Because that's the whole thing, right? Like, I really want to understand the dynamics of each one of these places. So I sort of consider, like, my rail plot that we were just on, right? Like, I'm testing that out myself with a little goofy NFT line that I have going on. Called Wisdom Owned. I gotta get that whitelisted actually one of these days, but yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
All whitelisted, like
we won't know, right? So if you don't know how to get whitelisted, you go. You can actually, I think you can hit the bot on the Our Planet Telegram. I think we have it listed on ours as well. They actually probably have it in here too. You can read more about it there.
We're all staring at that Our Planet bot. Like, you said start on it, and then we're like, what's gonna happen now?
I love that my picture is everywhere. Is that weird? Like, that's my dude. So yeah, this is, by the way, this is from the Nasty Hooks video shoot that we did, Yoshi, and like they just like a goofy, awesome band that started writing songs about the Uplift, which of course endeared them to our heart and immensely. So we're gonna create a big NFT line out of it for Uplift.Art. And we did this music video where we all kind of hung out and like danced around on this one rail plot. And so since we were there, I built this is like a month ago. I built this gratitude shrine. We each put gratitudes up there, and then somebody eventually is going to own it, and that'll kind of be like a cool little random, hopefully a little potential bit of value or whatever, right? So guess who actually randomly got assigned that piece of rail? You're muted. It was me.
Yeah, I was. You seem to be on both extremes. Like, I remember when you didn't get in on the last sale, and now you randomly get assigned a piece of
right. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, the stuff that I made actually, I should actually put this on sale and maybe like auction it off for the charity or something. But it's cool, and it's an intersection too. So I think I'm probably gonna wait. Somebody was saying like they were all sad because like, what if the intersections are 50 times more valuable than the rest of the land? I'm like, well, then some people are lucky.
Than exists on the intersection that's close to your path.
Yeah. It's interesting. It spawned this whole capitalism versus socialism thing. And I like my firm rule, politically, economically, or otherwise, is that the best thing to do is usually a little bit of everything.
True.
So it's a good way to guess where the early stages of the uplift are going to go. But right now, super capitalism, motherfuckers. That's how this is going to work. If you get lucky, you get lucky. Welcome to NFTs. All right, cool. I just gotta.
I actually like the fact is that when it comes to wax, there's a lot of people trading, but at the same time, a lot of people are just staying too. I like the fact that they just like this platform in general. Not like, hey, it's gonna go up 25% and let's dump it and get the next one.
Yeah, no, that's like I definitely have experienced that as well. I definitely have NFTs that I will never sell. Right, like some of the triple memes ones, some of the ones like just to the smaller collections that people have sent, like those are moments in time, right? Like the whole moments in NBA Top Shots or whatever. These are moments in our culture, like in as we sort of combine ourselves into this community, right?
In a few years' time, it's gonna be a lot of losers and a lot of winners. Like, hey, you remember we used to spend $1 million on an NFT and everybody started laughing, like, oh, that was so stupid. Now,
they're all going to be on Ethereum too.
Now it's 100,000, like.
No, I mean, like I think you're right though, but it's gonna be the same repeat cycle, right? Like it's the same thing that happened in like 2018 with the, all the altcoins, the ICO bubble era, right? It's gonna be the same thing. Like everyone thought they were genius, as Corey mentioned, for investing in every coin. And some of those really worked out. And some of the people that invested in them early, I have a good friend who did that. Actually, everyone thought he was a genius when they sold, and now those coins are worth like thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah.
And like, you're not going to win them all, but like as he says, he always says, right? It's not about making every trade. It's not about winning every situation and every scenario. It's about winning more than you lose, right? And like, so if you're,
Yeah.
if you're out there and you're buying like all of the cheapest coins and all of the cheapest NFTs on wax, hoping to get rich. Sorry to burst your bubble, but like it might happen, but that's basically like buying a lottery ticket, right? At the very least, do what Yoshi does. Go find a cool artist that you like and, support that artist. And even if that NFT doesn't amount to anything in a dollar value, you still have something that you can hold, that you love, that you appreciate, and know in your heart that you supported that person as well. Right?
Definitely. I wanted to talk about this thing, curation. I think that's gonna be one of the big money making job in the future in the NFT space, because in the music industry we have this people called A&R, artists and repertoire. What they do is go out and find a talent that have not yet popularized, and then give them a deal, a situation where we can popularize them, right? So that's what the ultimate work as a curator. And as this NFT space is blowing up the way that no one can ever imagine, there is a need for that type of people or company or organization where they'll curate the art or talent early on and then let people know about it. And I think that's going to become like the music label of the NFT. And if anyone listen to this a stream, or if anyone listen to it in the future, I think if they want to get into culture, and then if they think that they know about art and the digital space, I think that's something that is very important that people think about, do it as a job, and I think it's gonna get big.
I agree. Hey, I gotta show you guys something. We're testing some functionality out on Triple Meme. Speaking of moments that I think are going to be worth something down the road. That and like I think there's a significant probability Triple Memes will someday be listed on our planet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yoshi's gone. He's like, screw this. I'm going to get more Triple Memes.
Right. Yeah, we put these up for sale. Each one of these things has 3 NFTs in them. I'm so terrible at the description. I didn't like put any of this in there. I was so excited about this.
Like, yeah, you're more of like a home run hitter, like a headliner. You should be better at descriptors. You should descriptor away more.
You should descriptor away more. I want that as an NFT. This is the guy we have writing our copy, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Yoshi, you need to see what the guys from Alpacas. Alpacas is this really adorable family-run, NFT collection that we've had on the show before. They're in Genesis. They're smaller community. They're sharing a plot with Exit Limbo. We really love them. We've done a show with them. They're just like genuinely cool people. And then we find out that these motherfuckers made Nefty blocks.
Like, oh my goodness, that's so crazy. Yeah, and I think you're right. Yeah.
Have you seen Nefty blocks yet? Have you seen what they're doing with this stuff?
Yeah, I've been looking at it. It's so great. Making your own pack is so easy, right?
Yeah, man, I did it yesterday, and I'm still like kind of over the moon about it. And anyway, yeah, this tech is gonna open things up for everybody. Anyway, so I put some on sale, and there's like 70 left. You can only get 3 at a time. Probably should have made that a little bit easier so whales could come in and buy all this stuff up. But this is like an actual pack, and you open the pack as of I think tomorrow. Jimmy is what I said. So the sale's gonna end tomorrow. an hour before the pack opening, and the pack opening is going to be halfway through the show tomorrow is when I set the timer.
So what I know, and for those of you out there in the audience, what you don't know is the reason that Corey puts the pack limit so low is so that he can't just go in as a whale and buy up the entire supply.
And here's what's really funny about that. He's right. Like I might actually do that, right? Like, 'cause I'm a weird person. Like, and I love making things that I personally want to buy. Like I pwn myself all the time. Like I spent literally $10,000 on land and rail in the Uplift. Like that's because I wanted it, and so I'm happy about it. That happened. Anyway,
you know, when you go to Atomic Market, you guys are on number 4 right after Our Planet, and I'm like, oh shit, that guy's going up.
Really, I had no idea we were that. Yeah, I'm not surprised, but I had no idea we were that high.
We've been for a while, for like almost a month, we were number 1 on Atomic Hub for a while. When the rewards plugin gets turned on,
number 1 again.
Well, not only that, but on DAP Radar, like Alien Worlds better look out because, hey, remember, I didn't want to just, hey, everybody who's watching, all 23 people, don't tell EOS USA that I said this because I'm going to cast just a little tiny bit of shade and not at him. He might have said, you know, there's not that many bots on Alien Worlds. There's not that many bots. It's definitely not any bots. So they turned CAPTCHA on the, Wax Cloud Wallet, and suddenly Alien Worlds mining drops to
pumping.
Fuck all. It dropped through the floor. Now, why would that be, Yoshi? Here's why that would be, Yoshi. If you have to pass a CAPTCHA, the bots can't do it, and so the bots get turned off, and suddenly no one's fucking mining on Alien Worlds anymore.
Exactly.
So yeah, so that, I mean, and again, like they do have a lot of legitimate fans. I and everyone knows I love Alien Worlds. They're awesome. It's just nowhere near as many as they're very excited about promoting. There are thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not damn near 100,000 bots that all got turned off because they were using the Wax Cloud Wallet. So, and eventually they'll figure that out. And so, you'll have noticed when you're using the Wax Cloud Wallet over the last 24 hours, you actually have to do the CAPTCHA thing every time, right? You can't do the automatic thing anymore, which I don't care. It doesn't really matter. But that's why they did it, because Alien World started blowing up on Binance.
I love it because you can get lower mints of cars now because there's no bots.
Right? Yeah, bots are harder.
So I wanted to bring that up because Gary, our good friend Gary, brought that up in the comments earlier when Yoshi was talking. I threw it on the screen, right? And he said, "How is this like going to affect the Our Planet, buying thing for the land NFTs?" And like my personal opinion is that I think it's going to be good, right? Like if people actually have to go in there and press the buttons themselves, then at least, it's kind of like if you lose out to a bunch of other people pressing buttons, you can kind of feel happy that they did things a little bit better than you. There's like a skill level involved, right?
Or you're lucky and the internet in Sweden is really fast. Fucking Anders. He always beats me, Yoshi. Literally every time we do a min sprint, Anders beats me.
Anders is an Android, right? So
that makes sense. That makes sense.
He's got like the bot. He's got like the bot built in. Like he's
just like jacked in. He's already in the Matrix. He just looks like a real person.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So yeah, it's a big day. The Our Planet thing is big. Yoshi is honestly, like, you guys don't even know. Eventually, someday you're gonna know. Yoshi's bigger than this Our Planet deal.
Oh my god, stop
dude! It's true. And you know that it's true. Like he's gonna be all humble about it, which is one of the 9 million reasons why we love him. But it's what you have put in motion. It's going to be significantly, bigger than 2 blockchain games getting it on together. So,
yeah, and I mean, if you haven't done it, go follow Yoshi because he puts a lot of good, tweets out there that he's trying to get noticed, and like it's funny because like some of the tweets that he puts out there, I'm not necessarily fans of the people he tags because like I kind of got problems with Bill Gates. But anyway, I like the fact that you're like trying to get them to do something worthwhile with education, because that's kind of the problem that I have is they don't really do anything worthwhile. And if they could like, you know,
Jimmy, you need to learn more about Bill Gates because it's really clear you don't follow him at all.
I wrote a whole paper on him in university about what he does.
Was that like a decade ago? How long were you? Like, how old are you?
Well, it was kind of a decade ago to be
okay. Yeah, so dial it down there, buddy. And again, I'm not saying Bill Gates is perfect, but no, they've been doing amazing things like globe-trotting billion-dollar things in education, and you're like, they don't do anything in education. Like, yeah, you should probably check your notes on that.
Yeah. So okay, let me. Okay, I'm gonna say this wrong on purpose, but let me throw a cadaver in there because it might just bury me.
It's not even, my favorite part about that is it's not even close to caveat. It's not like it's not even next door to caveat. That's too similar though.
So this might bury me more, but here's my issue with it, right?
All right.
My issue with it is I think that is good in a way. What they do with it, like the money that they put into education is good in a way. But my issues with it is that it comes, you know, with a standardized like kind of first world. This is what education should be kind of thing. And that's where I disagree. I'm not saying that they don't do good things. I'm not saying that they don't put money in. I'm not saying that they don't promote education, but promoting, so promoting education in the middle of, you know, Iowa, with technology that only exists or infrastructure that only exists in New York doesn't work, right? Promoting education, like what we're doing in Haiti, and saying, okay, you have to bring all of these things in from the outside world, and we're going to set this up, and we're going to bring teachers in to teach them because you don't know how to do it. That's what I have an issue with. So
again, like, go look at what they're actually doing instead of having opinions, because I would be willing to bet that that's exactly like they're. I know they're doing things in the third world at scale. You know, whether it's anti-malaria stuff, which is going to save millions of lives and therefore millions of small brains, right? But like education at scale, not in Iowa with technology you can only get in New York.
Okay, fair enough.
So again, and when you find out that you're right and I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But I would be willing to put money on it right now.
Okay, and I'm okay with that. This is why I like doing this show with you. Actually, like I'm okay to be called out, right? Like I call people out. I call people out all the time, right? So anyway, let's go back to like the most important thing about this conversation. Not that Jimmy's wrong. Let's go back to
let's for sure back away aggressively from the Jimmy's wrong part of this show.
But what I'm saying is go follow Yoshi if you haven't done it on Twitter, because what he's doing is he's tagging these people, he's putting himself out there, he's trying to get these people to like look at how this new technology can help at all areas of the spectrum. Right, and he's doing it vigilantly.
That's vigilantly.
Yeah, so I thought
So I guess like you
thank
actually
you,
do.
Jimmy. I think. Yeah. Go ahead. No, I think that they need to do this, right? I'm trying to let them know this is what people should be doing, because tokenization is coming, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are gonna use it without knowing it's NFT technology. So. We're early in the space, and I'm happy that I'll be friends with you guys, and thank you for having me here today.
Yeah, we're excited to have you, and you can come back anytime you want.
Yeah, I agree, and we want to get you back on a roundtable on a Thursday sometime when we do something about art and music, and like what this NFT space and what wax means for the industry, right? For sure.
Abso-smurfly.
So.
Attack of the Munchkins going on over there.
Yeah, I kind of want one of the Munchkins to do the karate chop.
Right? Have we thought about trying to get Gary Vee on the show? He seems like a big believer in the NFT space. Yeah, if anyone's connected to Gary Vee and he's like, yeah, I'll come on that relatively tiny show with Corey and Jimmy because they're totally rad. I mean, we would make time for him. I think, I get it. We might have to have them on like something, but
I'm kind of happy.
Sorry, I gotta head out.
No, you're good, Yoshi. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
We're really happy to have you here, Yoshi, and we'll be in touch, and we'll see you guys again soon. Go follow Yoshi, and Keep it real. Later.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Just like, oh, not. Yeah, thank you, Yoshi.
Out.
But I did the thing and you didn't press the button.
Sorry, I wasn't on the button. I was responding to Gary. I'm sorry. Damn it. Okay.
No, it's okay. We can chat if you got something to respond to.
No, I actually have a meeting I have to go through right now. So do the chop really quickly.
Okay.
Bam.